Ever since the impact of COVID-19 hit startup businesses, it became very clear that in order to survive, businesses will need to evolve. Food business is very important here in Africa. Today, I am standing at one of the fastest growing restaurants that offer what I call tasty. I am Joe Hansen. Welcome to Zero to Lunch. This will be our second home. Let's explore. The West Africa food services market is quite diverse in terms of country size, population density, weather conditions, natural resources, and so much more. As population growth continues to increase, the need for food cannot be underestimated. Here in Nigeria, fast food or quick meals are also in high demand. This brings us to speak with a budding young entrepreneur with a knack for intercontinental meals. It's good to have you. Thank you so much for joining us on Zero to Lunch.
Thank you.
All right, so one question I asked as soon as I got to the restaurant was, why the name Krums? Why Mr. Krumms?
So at the beginning of my culinary journey, I initially thought I was going to be a baker. And then I used to do a lot of cakes, breads, pastry products. And there were a lot of crumbs. So crumbs, cake crumbs, bread crumbs, Mr. Krumms. I just put the two together and I didn't really think much about it.
His name is Tega Okoligwe, owner of Mr. Krumms, a fast food restaurant that offers intercontinental fast food meals at a very affordable price. Interesting. So has your background always been in the food industry?
No, it wasn't. Initially, I thought I was going to be an engineer. In secondary school, I was a science student, and everything I did, every decision I made for my career back then was streamlined towards engineering. I was a physics student, electronics and all that. But then somewhere along the line, my interests changed and here we are today.
Interesting. So how did Mr. Krumms begin? How did it start?
Okay, so it started unofficially in 2018, August of 2018. Okay. I had just finished internship from one hotel that I was working on after I finished culinary school. And then I decided to, let me put into practice what I've learned. So I opened an Instagram account named Mr. Krumms, selling burgers, selling fries, milkshakes, was doing parties and events and all of that. And that's how we started. Then officially we opened 2020, February 22nd. That's when the store opened, and then we've been moving on since then.
And how's business been since you opened? How's it been?
You know, we're just recovering from a pandemic. So business kind of slowed down during the periods of March, April, but it picked up like around June. Picked up like June, July. And then we're having some kind of stability. We can pay our bills with our profits, and that's really encouraging.
Interesting. Now, I know that startups are faced with challenges, especially management when it comes to managing the situations. You have bills, you have so many things to cater to. How are you able to cope as a startup in facing these challenges that come with the business?
Okay. We've had a lot of challenges, one being the COVID-19 pandemic. Then in terms of funding, my parents really supported me when I was opening this business. Initially, they were a bit skeptical about it, but once they saw the drive I had, they decided to put money into it, and I really thank them for that. And then everyday problems come. You know, we have delivery vehicles. These delivery vehicles, they need maintenance. Like, they need maintenance. Like, let's say we're going on a delivery and it starts raining now. The bikes could develop a fault. They call, okay, our bike is not working, you know, problems like that. So as an entrepreneur, you have to be problem solving, and on every day we learn. Every day I learn.
The food industry is set to record a higher number of new food businesses according to researchers from global food programs. For a young business like Mr Krumms, what are the stakes of surviving when competition gets really tough? Are you in any way afraid of competition?
Not at all, not at all. I actually have a couple of friends who are in this exact business I'm in, and from time to time we discuss about our problems, the challenges that we're facing, we exchange ideas and all. So I'm in no way affected or challenged by them. I don't see anything, I don't believe there's anything as competition. I just believe that focus on your own customer base, focus on your own brand. What your customers are complaining about, you adjust to that. There's nothing like competition.
I like the spirit. How did Mr. Krumms come into the picture? Aside from your culinary journey, did you ever say that you need to have a space, you need to start putting everything you're doing into practice, and you need to start selling them?
In culinary school, I loved the whole continental vibe. I love continental dishes. So when I even did my internship in a particular hotel like that, all I was looking at, and I wasn't even paying attention to the African section. Not that it's bad, but I loved continental dishes, especially American dishes, burgers, fries, chips, all of those stuff. They're like soul food for me. So I knew that if I'm going to open a restaurant, it's going to be along that path. And so far so good. That's exactly, if you look at our menu, those are exactly the things we offer here. Chicken, chips, bacon cheese fries, shawarma, milkshakes.
Interesting. Okay, so there are challenges that usually come with startups. Pre-seeding, seeding, funding, management challenges, staffing, menus, and so on. How are you able to handle these challenges?
Yeah, we take the challenges as they come. Most of us here are new to the whole business. I certainly am new. I've never managed a restaurant anywhere. I've only worked as an intern in a restaurant, but I've done a lot of research. So as the problems come, I go back to my research and see how I tackle them. In terms of managing, I think I'm doing a fairly good job as a manager. And then funding, like I said, my parents were really supportive. They saw that I had a passion for cooking and making food, so they put money into it and helped me accomplish this dream.
That's interesting. So your parents played a very major role in ensuring that Mr. Krumms came to life.
A huge role, especially my mom. Like, the mental support she gave me, I can't trade it for anything.
Oh, that's interesting. Okay, so food business is one business that everyone is jumping into right now. And I can tell you that according to research, the numbers will grow eventually, looking at 2020 up until 2050. We're seeing a lot of packaged food. We're seeing a lot of people doing continental dishes now, food on the go, delivery system, and so on and so forth. How do you want to handle competition?
Anybody who is going into business already should know what he's going into the business for. He should already have what he wants to achieve. And so I just focused on what I want to achieve and pleasing my customers. When my customers bring up suggestions or complaints, we listen to them and then we adjust. We don't really adjust to the competition. Like, we don't. In fact, I even have a lot of friends who are in this culinary business who have like bars and restaurants. And we regularly talk. We regularly talk and exchange. We share our challenges and we grow together. So I don't see competition as a problem.
Every business succeeds based on one thing: having a basic understanding of cash inflow and outflow. As a startup food restaurant, how does Mr. Krumms manage his accounts?
We don't have an accountant. I'm currently serving as the manager of the restaurant. And so anything, basically, we have a POS system on our laptop, on this system here, also operated on my phone. And so any expense that comes in, whether it's food, whether it's stock, whether it's waste, because sometimes you buy food and it goes bad, you have to throw it away. All those are expenses. Every single expense that comes in, I write it down so I can remember to put it in the system later on. The sales are also recorded on the system. So the POS people, the people who invented the POS software, they're the ones who do the analytics for us and see whether we're actually making profits based on our expenses and sales and all of that. So once we see the numbers are okay, and we've hit a certain percentage. There's usually a certain percentage that we're meant to hit. If we're hitting it, I'm completely satisfied with it.
Then we can say business is good. I'd like to ask you, looking at startups and you being one of them, is it something you would encourage others to go into, particularly in Nigeria and Africa?
Yeah, definitely. You should have passion for what you're doing. You should have passion. If I didn't have passion for this, I would have quit a long time ago. Because before we even got the restaurant, I was doing events, and trust me, it's not easy to handle events of 200, 300 of people. I would have quit there and then, but I had passion for cooking. I knew what I wanted. So if you're in maybe clothing, if you're in, I don't know what you're into, but if you're into the business, you need to have passion for what you're doing. And if you have passion, there's a lot you can achieve. Passion, and then research, you need knowledge on the field. And then maybe a little bit of luck, maybe. Maybe.
That's interesting. So how do you pass on your recipes to the staff? Because of course, we have the front and the back, all right? Front of house and also the back of house. How do you ensure that those at the back of house understand the recipes? Do you carry out trainings every week? What are the things that you do that keeps Mr. Krumms going?
Okay. In terms of the recipes, we have written down recipes that all of them follow. I don't really believe in making the recipes secret, because really there's nothing secret again in this world. But we just have a standard set of recipes that we follow, very easy to prepare, and then they follow it. The head chef, Mr. Sam, he knows the recipes fully. And so he passes that across to anybody. There's a new person that comes in, he briefs them, he teaches them how to prepare the dish, and then they just know. They follow the recipe. It's very easy to just learn. You can easily assimilate yourself into the business here.
Coming up after the break.
I am Tokwe Tadila. I am an actor.
I'm Muhalima Shekho. I'm a writer.
Ndile, I'm an author, researcher.
Nadia Korafor, and I'm a writer.
I'm a linguist and a writer.
Mona Al-Tahawi. I'm an Egyptian-American feminist author, revolutionary and activist.
Onias Landveld. I'm a spoken word artist.
Tanya Evanson. I'm a poet, performer, producer, arts educator, and director of the Banff Center Spoken Word Program.
To be young, Anita Africa, and I am a Jamaican born and raised dub poet.
Keep watching News Central TV.
News Central.
News Central TV.
News Central.
Keep watching News Central TV. Africa first.
Africa first.
Africa first.
Africa first.
Africa first.
my duty in Mr. Krumms is to deliver to customers when it comes to the orders. But first thing in order is for us to first ask for the address of the customer along with the phone numbers. In getting these two things, we'll be able to communicate with the owner of the order to know exactly the location of where the person is. Whether he's at home, office, or maybe the person went out, we'll be able to give us another alternative of reaching the person. That's how we do in Mr. Krumms Nigeria Limited. And we make sure we deliver our customer order to their satisfaction. We make sure all their order is intact without no mistake, no mix-up, and every single thing the order is very, very complete. So we meet up and we find a way in locating the place by communicating, using map, or calling the person to make sure the person is somewhere we can locate him. So that's how we do our delivering in Mr. Krumms.
Being young and starting a business may seem to a few as unreasonable or even unsure. How has Mr. Krumms been able to keep his focus and grow his business? Okay, Krumms, let's look at customer service. Customer service plays a very pivotal role in every business. Most times people complain that a service is poor even though the product seems good. How do you handle customer service, especially with your business, day-to-day runnings of your business?
Okay, so what I actually happen when I'm getting somebody new is that I make sure the person knows how to communicate very well. I believe communication is key. Like, you can have all the ideas in the world. When it's time to pitch it, if you can't pitch it, nobody's investing in you. So if the person is able to handle problems well, if a customer complains about something, she satisfies the customer's complaints and even offers to fix the problem. Regular training is done on that, and we screen for those who are able to do that.
Trust it, because if there's no customer care, of course, whether we like it or not, people must complain when it comes to business. Do you get complaints every now and then when you have probably delivered and people still call and say, "Oh, I don't like this"? Does that come across your business?
It happens, and then they've been briefed on how to handle the issue. Let's say a customer's order was scattered on delivery. We fix the order, we bring it back and we send a new one. But if the person who is handling the call, they must know how to take responsibility for the issue. You can't say, "Oh, well, it's not my fault." That's horrible communication. If you say, something like, "Okay, I heard you, man. We're so sorry about that. We'll fix the problem," or "I'll talk to my boss." Right. Exactly. Those are the type of people we screen for, and that's the type of training we give them.
My experience at Mr. Krumms has been both fun and taxing, because we deal with customers on a daily basis, and it's really multitasking because you have to attend to the customers in front of you, and you also have to pick up calls. You also have to attend to online messages. So it's been really, really multitasking. We get to meet a lot of customers on a daily basis, and we get sometimes we get complaints, sometimes we get customers that are satisfied. So when we get complaints on our products, we tend to work on it so that it gives the customer satisfaction at the end of the day. It's been really fun because I really have a passion for culinary, and working here at Mr. Krumms is giving me the advantage, the foundation to really grow, move into future prospects. Here at Mr. Krumms, it's a starting point for me.
Okay, so let's look at plans. Plans for Mr. Krumms. Are you looking at expansion to cover Lagos more and outside of Lagos, say pan-Nigeria, and if possibly outside Nigeria in months to come, years to come? What are your plans?
Oh, definitely. Expansion is one of our goals in years to come, or in months to come. We want to expand the reach of this restaurant to as much as possible. Maybe cover the whole of the mainland or something like that. Get more bikes, get more staff. We can handle more orders at once. Okay.
Okay.
The
So
order
here,
just came.
here comes my order. I must say this, ladies and gentlemen. I'm about to have a taste. I'm about to be bitten by the crumbs, so to say. But let's keep talking about the expansion. Any plans to get to the Federal Capital Territory, Abuja, and the likes?
Yes. We're currently in consulting phase, so I'm making a lot of consultation with various people who have also been in the business. One of my mentors, I don't think I should say his name over here though. One of my mentors, I followed him daily. I followed his page, and I studied in his school actually.
Oh, good.
British Chronicles.
Good.
So I regularly go to him for advice, and thankfully he gives me advice for free. So he's kind of like briefing me on how we should go about the whole expansion process. So for now, what we're doing is we're getting this place as perfect as possible. And then later on, once we've gotten this system right, then we pursue expansion.
Can now duplicate other systems.
So we want to get here as perfect as possible, satisfy as many people as it can. Once we've reached the maximum reach of this shop, then we pursue expansion.
Nice. So I'm about to have something here. What's this called? It's the
chocolate chip cookie milkshake.
Chocolate chip cookie milkshake. Okay, let's try it.
You like it?
This is absolutely awesome.
Wow.
Tasty too. How much does this go for?
That goes for 1,200 naira.
1,200 naira. And obviously in a day, of course, the sales and requests for this is definitely high, no doubt.
Yeah, this is our best-selling milkshake. And then our best-selling burger is actually a cheeseburger. But you have a chicken burger, which is also a very good seller here.
Okay, guys, I'm about to have the chicken burger. This is it. I know you're watching me, but you need to watch carefully. So here we go. I love it. Tastes really good.
Thank you.
So how much does this burger go for as well?
The chicken burger goes for 1,100. Same as the milkshake.
Same as the milkshake. So I'm just having a meal. It's called. There's a classic and there's a.
Yeah, we have packs basically. Okay. So we have a light pack, we have a classic pack, and then we have a classic pack max. That's like the biggest creme de la creme of Mr. Krumms. It has a double cheeseburger, 2 regular fries, a drink, and 2 deep fried pieces of chicken.
Lovely. Ladies and gentlemen, it's been from zero to lunch, and this business has been launched, no doubt. And you can see the person who is behind it. Wonderful taste, I can tell you, for free. And you could stop by, check them out, go for the classic max, go for whichever. But this is mine, and I want to say this. We really look forward to come back in the next 5 to 10 years and see the progress that has been made thus far with Mr. Krumms.
I would love to see you guys in 5 years' time and see the progress that we've made as a company and as an organization.
That's right. So thank you so much for having us. It's Mr. Krumms, and I'm about to get all crumpy with this burger. You could join me in between. Creating a food business in a residential area that enables people to have meals that can only be thought of in foreign lands is a welcome development in the food industry. After nibbling on the tasty meal, I must be honest and say this: Mr. Krumms is a certified zero to lunch.
Hi, I'm Tega, founder of Mr. Krumms, and I came from zero to lunch.